When you're about to transact with one another, then have manners of transact. One of the main manners of transactions is وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلِ, fulfill the measures. When you're giving somebody something and it's in measurement, basically al-kayl means volume. Historically and even in modern day, most things are either weighed with in a measurement in volume, or they're weighed with the weight itself, as in the kilograms or the liters, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, whether it happens to be the kilos or it happens to be the liters, you make sure that you're measuring properly. You make sure that there's ifa occurring. Notice in some verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells people, do not bring a defect within the measurement. So don't decrease your measurement. Over here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you to complete and perfect the measurement. Why? Because these are those powerful commandments that command to all things that are good. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't stop at just don't decrease the measurement. Give him as much as he deserves. Allah says, perfect it and complete it. Even if you have to go beyond to perfect it at times, then go ahead and do that, because that is when you are actually living up to these commandments. وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانِ. Stick to this commandment of Allah Azza wa Jal. Perfect the measure and perfect also the weight of things. And along with this, any other concept when it comes to sales. And I remember one of my mashayikh told me that his sheikh, he used to sell trees. Okay, imagine that for a second. He used to sell trees. And what he would do is, as he's selling the trees, he would make sure that the person that's buying from him, he knows every single fault within the tree. Even if a branch is a little bit crooked or the leaves are coming off or something, he would walk around the entire tree looking for all the defects within the tree, and he'll say, well, look over here, there's a little scratch. Of course trees have scratch, man, come on. But he'll go from tree to tree whilst he's selling, making sure that the person sees all the problems, even insignificant problems within the trees. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in his wealth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala literally put barakah in this man's wealth. And I'll tell you from personal experience as well. I've tried this. When you sell your personal products, even if it's your car, don't do that little paint job at the end and say, well, this car has no problem, never been in a car accident. If you want to tell him all of the problems within it. And that's why Allah's Prophet said, he said what? He said that if they end up telling the truth, فَإِن صَدَقَا وَبَيَّنَا بُورِكَ لَهُمَا فِي بَيْعِهِمَا. If they end up telling the truth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would put barakah in their wealth. وَإِن كَذَبَا وَكَتَمَا مُحِقَتْ بَرَكَةُ بَيْعِهِمَا. And if they end up lying to one another and hiding the faults within the product at hand, or within the money, for example, if it happens to be gold, it's not really full gold, or etc., right? Allah's Prophet ﷺ said that Allah takes away the barakah from that sale. You want barakah in your transactions, then live up to the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to your transactions.